Happy Sunday. I got hit with a nice heavy cold today, so you get to hear me sounding stupid all stream. But it's all right. We're going to go over our Saturday footage. Close guard week, wrapping up the first week before we start the second. So let's do it. It's not all right. It's not all right. I almost skipped the stream. I hope you guys know I didn't want to leave you hanging again. So I have a Yeti full of tea, and I'm going to power through. Luke with Sophie right off the bat. I saw right at the start, Sophie laughs her. She goes, said how scary it was standing with Luke, jokingly. So I think that's why he sits. And she's not wrong. It is scary. Jordan's got me down. It's in working the side control. Got Emery up top with Andrew trying to work past that guard, but getting caught in close guard. Oh, what did Sophie do there? Stepping through, slides through in that knee cut. Luke turtles up. Quick go behind. Luke tries to roll out. Successfully does. Gets that underhook real fast. And then rolls through again into an open guard. Come over now. Bring it to me, please. Andrew ending up the mount somehow. Oh, got the triangle threat on Emre. Andrew, known for putting men to sleep. Full-grown men. Brown belts, black belts with that triangle. Amazing. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it. I always love when you make stuff and I get to eat it. How did I get to this top position? Anything fancy? No, not really. Little tripod setup, didn't do much. Just kind of barrel forward. Arm drag. Jordan sits. Okay. What's up, John? No, I'll be there. I'll be there just to give it to you. Now, I think the pollen is finally getting to me. Because I've been outside a lot this weekend. And, yeah, that's the story I'm sticking with. Andrew looks like he settles in. I'm going to say, I mean, he's got the locked figure four here. Keeping himself low, putting the squeeze on, I'm assuming, with his knees. So we'll just call that a... yeah, allergies. So many people I didn't get to train with yesterday. John working with James. You're damn right they are. And it's definitely not anything else. Emery looking allergic to Kimuras here. So, let's see. Let's look at the setup here. So, a little off bouncing from Andrew. Emery tries to settle in. So, yeah, this is how, like, the reason you got caught in this, man, is Andrew is separating your head from your arm. So, like, maybe that's a little too technical, but if your head was up the middle, like kind of forehead resting on Andrew's sternum right now as you were dealing with this butterfly guard that he has in, that would make it really difficult for Andrew to reach over the head like this with that left arm to set up the double wrist lock. So this is kind of easy. He can get that same side wrist grip, but going over the top like that, if your head's in the way, you're going to prevent him from doing that. Dealing with a butterfly guard is not something I think you've had any exposure to at this point, so it's all right if you're making those mistakes. Luke entering cross Ashi. Because she rolled the way she did. Okay. So staying on the center line. Yep. Yeah, and you know, here's the thing. When you're looking to eventually pass that butterfly with like say a body lock pass where you connect your hands behind his back, flatten him to the mat, you're going to have to take your head off center to then start passing. So like that's where, you know, it's really good to remember there's Sophie's chasing that single down, leaving her head on the outside though. You just got to remember, you know, there's a counter to every move, right? So Andrew may be able to, or whoever may be able to, you know, shove your head off to the side, attack that Kimura while you're working on your body lock. That's just the game, right? If your hands touch the mat, away from your body, danger. Yeah, basically. Little hook sweep from Sophie there. So Sophie gets... Oh, okay. Luke's talking her through a shoulder crunch. Cool. And then, I don't know what Andrew got you with there, but it looks like maybe just some top smother pressure from side control. Looks like the arm's caught. Yeah. A little uncomfy. Triangle, arm triangle or something. Didn't have a fully... I mean, that's from that side, that's not nearly as tight as it could be. Not saying you shouldn't have tapped. Definitely always tap when you want to tap. Look, I see you, Emery, looking to backstep into cross ashi. That was cool. Putting to work the concepts we went over just in the last 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Speaking of the devil, Sophie on a heel hook here. Love that. Let's see more of that. Okay, so Luke's talking her through. Okay, that's fine. So she brings that leg over, ditches the arm. She's got the knee under control. Yeah, she's holding it there. That's good. Cool. Very good. Jordan just stalemating me as usual. All right, John and Luke, me and Emre. Quick to the back. Ooh. What's up, Co? That's why I was like to make sure my hands always hit the mat at the same time as my face. That's high level stuff. Co, what's up, Co? What's up, Baker? Just want to see what you do here, John. So off that bicep tie, it looks like Luke maybe snapped you down at the same time you shoot here, because he's got that collar tie. Yeah, you're really pressing off that leg, going for the level change. So I think you initiate that. Luke just keeps that underhook. That's what shuts us down. So Luke gets you over with what the hell do you call that? I was talking to a wrestler about this. It's either a cement mixer or a cow catcher. I can never remember. Doesn't matter. They all call them different names anyway. What's up, Josh? What's the move Luke's working on? Lateral collar tie. James, how you doing, buddy? So you're working with young Ethan over there. Cole coming in to talk Emery through escaping this position. So if you didn't get the full understanding of why Cole was telling you which way to roll here, so you see how you're starting to turn this way. It's not like, I don't know. There is a way to get out that way, but you're a little slow on it right now because I've really got you broken down. Like if we had kind of rolled into this position and you kept rolling in that direction, like we had momentum, you can start to work through that and misalign and turn towards me and all that stuff. But since we kind of stalled out there, that's why Cole was telling you to turn in the other direction. And even to add to that, get your back flat to the mat and get this elbow between you and me. That's kind of indicative of when you've gotten out of back control enough. So this is where Cole steps in and says, no, I want you turning the other way. So here, you're still kind of riding on me, which is fine. It's whatever. But you got that elbow between you and me. And then, you know, worked into another problem, but safe from the back control. So now we're kind of in this weird omoplata thing. What's Andrew up to over there? Andrew and Max. Okay, Max on the double ankle. But Andrew cool with it. Gets to that cross ashi almost. Now more into a 50-50 than really securing the cross. How do you know which direction to turn to? So, great question. No one's integration. That's Emre though. That's who you're talking about. So, let's find a good frame. When you're working from the back, or when you're working with somebody on your back, you're typically going to be on a side, right? So right now you're kind of on your left side. We're not flat on the back. So if you're on your left side, I want you to think about going flat to the mat. Like you're going to want to misalign or get your shoulders away from my shoulders, right? So that misaligns your upper body from my upper body. Our hips are still kind of tied together. When you hear us saying the word misalign over and over, what we're talking about is our spines. Like if my spine is kind of parallel to yours, then you're in danger of a strangle eventually. If you can kind of get offline, then you're starting to progress towards an escape. So if you're on your left side, I want you to keep sliding out to your left side. So your shoulders will come in this direction. Your back will be flat to the mat, and your right elbow, try to get your right elbow on the ground between my torso and yours. If you're on your right side, that's, do the opposite, right? So when Cole's saying stop turning this way, it's because you're not trying to get your back flat to the mat. You're not doing anything to get our bodies out of alignment and to really shut down the strangle threat, or teleport, according to Baker. Shoulders to the mat or turn into the person, not away. Yeah. As always, chat says it far more efficiently than I do. I hope that answers your question, and if not, we'll talk about it more in class, and I could, when I can demonstrate. Oh, look who went to 10th planet. Sophie looking to play rubber guard for a second. Do a little ghost escape there. Come to stand up. Same kind of thing that Luke had with that bar across the back. Should take it that way. Basically do with the turn. Luke, meanwhile, on to a guillotine. Possible head in an arm. Or arm in guillotine, rather. Nope. But using that underhook again effectively to get John turned over. Takes top position. Book closed. Andrew being a merciful opponent there. He's got this inside heel hook from 50-50 on Maximus. Max pretty tight there. Andrew slips the elbow off. Max, I hope you know when to tap on that. Not to be pig-headed about it. Andrew now setting back up. Now into 50-50. Splitting the legs still. So John trying to work a little strangle action there. I'll do whatever I want, dude. I'm not just a moderator, dude. I'm the admin. I got root access to this stream. Running out of space with Emre. Don't know where to go. Where are Noah and John up to? Noah stands. Looking over here. John with the shot. Quick double. Ties up those knees. But Noah keeping guard. Not letting John jump by. Fat noise? Is that what it is when you talk, dude? Jumping into that jump. More of a hop. Just a little hippity hop there. Not really, you know, I don't want to say jump because I always yell at people when they jump. There's no danger at like John's knees here as he does that. He's just trying to sit his hips in underneath. Really gets John turning, because if you want to move John, you got to put some power into it. He's not going to let you do it for free. So gets the turn. And John keeps moving with it. That was a good continuation, like rolling out of that. I don't know if you had like a hand fight going on there, John, or like what helped you get out of there. Luke following up on a Kimura trap though, which he loves to do. Let's see where this gets him. So this sucks. Got your face turned up there. Definitely uncomfortable. Yeah, looks like you tap out. See this Kimura. So, kind of what we were talking about earlier with that head and arm being separated from each other. Luke's got the control over the wrist, either direct or indirect. He was kind of switched from do a little nomenclature here. This isn't Luke. I would say Luke has indirect control, indirect wrist control on John. John has direct wrist control on him. The reason I say Luke has any sort of wrist control over this is wherever Luke's wrist goes, John's is going to go too. So Luke can influence where this goes. So if he wants to open it up, he might move it over here. If he wants to bring it in close, he might move it this way. But John can bail on it at any time because he's the one with the actual real direct grip. It's an important concept for arm dragging and what have you. Get out of there. So now Luke wrist rolls, gets his own direct control, and as soon as he does, shoots in the Kimura and uses it to pivot around John. Inserts the knee, has that long hook across the body to help get the turn, and then can go on to the attack. Call, I'm gonna time you out, man, if you keep using that foul language. Farting and tooting, not Mandela. This is good. Emre, you got the right idea. The reason I was telling you to just pull your knee through is because you had a lot of space here already. Like my knee's way outside. My legs are pretty spread right here as far as the knee spacing is. So trapping the ankle, probably not like of the utmost importance if you can create this much space between the knees. So I would just pull this knee up through the middle and start getting to work on your escape like you do here. Ethan looking to throw by on that leg. Gets a little locked up here at the end. Luke quick behind Ronnie. Ronnie falls to the mat. Locks up a single leg though. And Luke just kind of sits on her head like a jerk. Tap from a body triangle this round. All right. Should have followed up a little bit more on that Uchimata attempt on Andrew. Don't let me miss it, Ronnie. Cooper and Ethan over there. Cool. Yeah, you could have prevented it. You got to always be ready, and that means carving up all the time. Yeah, Max is 6'6". He started class when class started that day. He was 6'2", but he hit a growth spurt, and it's annoying. His neck is like 28 inches around. Toe holds only. What the hell happened there? Yeah, big shout out to Max and Ronnie for getting their stripes that day. Oh, okay. So yeah, Uchimata rolls through. Andrew was kind of attacking me here too, but I have this underhook, so I'm not terribly concerned. He might be able to do something with like a head throw, but as he goes in behind me, tries to pick that knee, I just kind of get my leg into place, hit a little lift on the hips. We roll through. I keep my leg up the middle, not into inside ashi because the route was blocked, so I come to outside ashi. Onto a straight ankle here, because who cares about heel hooks? Got to straight ankle people once in a while. What's up with Cooper over there? Coop on the back just about. If he slips his head, gets the rear trip. Okay, now he gets his head free. Very nice. Ethan not taking it laying down though. Seeing a little bit of James in his game here. Real scrambly, over back gripping. Not really scared to get to work. His neck is very Gyat. Level 10 neck. Straight up, dude. Speaking of, Andrew going gangster on me here. Snap down, front headlock. Just about had me there. Onto the back. I'm in some trouble now. Just like Ronnie. Ronnie in the body triangle. I have a feeling this is coming. The compression. I'm going to assume that was... oh, I think you did tap here. Because I just saw you tap there. Maybe it was to the actual face crank. Andrew putting the hurting on me here. I got you. You keep calling it a body B triangle though. And I need you to stop doing that. Just hit the space bar, you know? Oh my god. Luke thrashing you with this serious collar tie. That was fun. Showing mercy to Andrew, not stacking him on his neck. Just about. I saw this happening. I was like, wait, I really pulled him forward. Let me toss him to the side. I hate it when you guys put me on my neck, so I try not to do it to anybody else. Bodies in triangle is funny. Oh, is this? Yeah, yeah, he's like side on, so he's not just there. He's not squeezing your stomach. He's like compressing your rib cage, which sucks. Yeah, that sucks. How did I get out of this from? Oh yeah, so around the guard, up to mount. To an S mount. Ooh, Jordan on something funky. So we got Max and side control. Jordan, looked like you were trying to get your sweep. Like I see you holding Max's head, trying to keep his head low. But you go for a little Milky baseball bat choke, which I've never seen you do, and I don't see anybody doing that ever except for Steven when he trains once a quarter, and even then he only does it maybe every other quarter. That was very nice, man. On that neck too, on that maxed out neck. Throwing around with Luke before I left. John and Ron. John working to the snap down. Go behind. Doesn't have anything yet, though. Straight up, dude. Gotta talk to Max about his neck protocol. So John, just be careful here, man. When you go to attack the back and you don't have hooks in, like if Ronnie shot her hips up, you're kind of gonna fly off the top or to the side at this point. I would prioritize a little bit earlier, trying to get a knee in. So when you work from, you got down to here, like this is where I would settle in. I would try to sneak this knee in and then break down her turtle position from there. We talked about that a little bit. I think I showed that during back week. Literally telling him to get a hook in. That's fine. Talked about this during back week. If you forgot about how to try to sneak that hook in, or if you weren't there for that class, it's fine. Come talk to me. We'll go over it more in depth. But it's going to be a lot more secure of a position than this, right? This is what you got to look out for. Andrew, what did Andrew do there? It's more what Jordan did terrible at. So shooting on that while he's underhooked. When did that underhook sink in? It looked like it all happened together. She did, but she's also a very difficult opponent. Facts. Factual. So anyway, Jordan lower in level, but Andrew just had a right or an underhook at the right time. Just puts Jordan right to his back. Lovely. Excuse me while I blow my nose occasionally. I'll try not to do it into the mic. Luke gets me 4-pointed. A little too close to the wall. So we move back. Jordan with the Jordan sweep. We're trying to get someone to guillotine me on a single attempt so I can try to put an arm between the legs and lift, but don't commit to the ghillie. So you want to do... You're essentially like talking about a fireman's carry in a way, but with a guillotine. So you just want somebody to guillotine you so you can pick them up? Is that all you're kind of sorta? Is this some Instagram shit you saw that you're trying to do? Do you think Ron made Joe's latest handle? What's Joe's latest handle? What are you talking about? Jordan, I'm going to say that's ill-advised, but I do want to see what you try to do with it. I'll withhold judgment until I see it happen. But Jordan, well-timed sweep here, just holding that base. Good push on the hips. Big power off that back leg. And Andrew quickly gets that bottom knee in to try to retain or try to set up a guard as he hits the ground. Emre, you can see here, like, look how I'm trying to misalign my spine with Luke's. I'm getting my back flat to the mat. I'm on my right hip, kind of. So I'm trying to scooch out to my right. What's different about this is Luke has so many arrows. Luke has my right leg wrapped up right now. So I kind of have to be careful with how I handle this. So it's not a direct comparison to what you were doing, but a better example of me trying to get my shoulders to the mat to hide my back. That's John. That's not Baker. But that is funny, Cole, now that I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay, yeah. You already realized. I'll show you. No one showed me once upon a time. No, you show. I'll show you. What? All right. Whatever. Yeah. Show me what I showed you. Exactly. Yep. It's all about context. Jordan laying on some pressure. He's got the head under the arm from the far side. So I feel like he's on a long journey to get to the arm triangle. Just about getting there. He's stepped over into mount now. He's going to have to keep going. But Andrew's starting to find some room to slip that arm out. That's why we're seeing Jordan. Yeah, there it is. It sucks. I hate it when that happens. I've been neglecting Max and Cooper over here. One of my favorite matchups. Cooper, nice. Gets the underhook. Can Max roll through? He can, but Cooper's got good back exposure. He looks for the banana split, of course. And I don't blame him. That was a cool exchange there. Let's see. Coop also has got a triangle. Does he get this triangle? Somehow not. Somehow Max fights through that. That was a good triangle, Coop. Like a good angle. I'm curious what Max did to shut that down on you. And Max with a duck under attempt. Coop pulls into guard. Okay, let's fast forward. Let's see this one more time. So I like it. I like it. I wish that would have been successful. That was a cool transition. Ronnie looking to possibly hit a standing guard break here. But John is controlling her posture. Makes it a little bit difficult to hit the proper technique. Not impossible. All right, now Ronnie's in triangle danger-ish, but her posture's really high. So she can, as long as she can keep that up, she doesn't have to worry too much. John can't cross his ankles at this point. So here she's going to punch to the mat, try to sneak around the corner, I bet. Gonna have to move the legs, though. Start coming around the corner. Oh, all right. There it is. There we go. A little quick adjustment. Luke and I are joining the party here. He tapped me with something. Oh, neck crank. It was a nasty neck crank. Where me at? You are. You can see your little sakis right here. Your little boots. Your little booties. Cool. Well, train with me, dude. I keep telling you to train with me. I'll tap you. Gorilla grip. I would agree with that. All right. So Jordan in a mount now, looking to get this grip separated from Andrew. Yeah, yeah. Good one, Ko. Dude, it's Cole's birthday this week. On the 9th. Yeah, I'll say it. So Luke, being a real jerk here, totally can lock it up. Has it locked up, but is just racking up a few points towards the end. And then when he knows, I think he checks the clock here. He knows it's about time. Then he puts the crank on, and I tap with 2 seconds left because I had to. Coop with the extracurricular shove there. What happened? What are these two doing? Are they slap fighting? A little head tap. Love it. Love it. All right. Ethan and Jordan, Ronnie and Hamas. That's a nice little diabolical prank there, man. I've never thought about that. Max looking to get to work with an underhook, but Luke's shutting him down early on before he can establish anything with it. Ethan, not sure what to do here, I'm going to guess, with Jordan. Big old strong Jordan. Difficult to get the arms separated from the torso when you're in mount. Couple things you can do. I like to go 2-on-1. If I grab the right arm, I pull it this way. When they resist, I quickly snap it back in that direction, and I can get it to the mat. Also look to open up that space here as Jordan maybe lets the elbow come a little too high. Sneak that knee up the body. Don't let him get it back. Let's go back to this on Max here. So, standing. Okay, Max kind of shoots. So I gotta be careful. I think we got just a standard guillotine there. Notice for anybody playing around with guillotines or any newbies, Luke is not just ripping the head in this direction. He's actually crunching his elbow down towards his hip, his left elbow. So whatever side of the body you have their head, you want to take your elbow on that side and crunch it down towards the hip. So you see that rotational component he's putting in there. That's when Max goes, oh, I better tap on this. Giraffes use that neck as a weapon, though. And that's what Max needs to do. He needs to start hitting everybody with his head, just like slinging it around. Really putting some leverage into it. James on the back now. Getting after it here. Trying to teach Ronnie a lesson. And Caleb there, off in the distance, getting a heel hook, it looks like. Kind of, okay, working from 50-50, but passes it over to an outside Ashi. Noah trying to fight with a little bit of second leg interference. Got to be careful with that, though, because you can just get your other leg attacked. That's tough. Nice dig. Looks like Jordan and Ethan talking through some technique here. Max is adamant about shooting on Luke. God bless. You're not going to catch me doing that. Tries to sit out, too. This is... So we talked about this a few days ago. A few weeks ago. I think I was talking about... I was teaching this for getting to the back. So two ways to go. There's this way, the head side. So Max's head is on Luke's left side. Or there's this way, where Max's arm would be under Luke's right arm. So Max opts to go out to the head side. Which, yeah, here's the thing. He kind of just sits to his butt and exposes his back. He doesn't get a real, like, off-balancing where, you know, Luke is sent in this direction. You know, has to plant his hand to the mat or even face plants onto the mat. That's what you're really trying to get out of these. In all honesty, Max, if he works on those, he could probably hit them on Luke better than I ever could, just because I think he's closer to weight than Luke. And he's all young and doesn't get injured like I do. But he could also try going out the arm side and really elbowing in to the armpit to get Luke more off balance. So if you can't quite do it with the head, which the benefit of doing it on that side is there's like a Kimura threat there, if you know what to look for. And it's, I don't know, I think it's a little bit quicker to get around to the back, but you give up a real off-balancing threat. James going through all angles to dig this arm out. Can get Ronnie turned? Nope. Looks like Ronnie's going to stay safe. Keeping it decent. Keeping the stream G-rated. Ronnie digs out the leg, but James quick on the get up. Nice, just surfing around. Keeping her pressured down. Steps that leg in. I really like that to start breaking down the turtle. And then John, remember what I was saying earlier, look how James is getting that knee in, trying to establish a connection first, rather than kind of riding up too high on the back without any connection. I think James is probably thinking about maybe a seated head and arm here. Ronnie's got her elbow in a more advantageous place for her than for him. Ronnie with the aggressive nut tap. Right at the end. Luke going for James. James looking for a knee pick there. Heavy club. Nice. James bringing the heat. Got Andrew with Ronnie. Nobody in the middle. Shot attempt into a guard sit. Well, Luke ends up working it to a north-south. Nice, okay. Emre and Jordan. Little knee pick single. All right, John and Caleb. Caleb with a knee lever, a very nice knee lever. That was a great example of one. You may also hear this referred to as a John Wayne sweep. I think they call it a John Wayne sweep because, like, in old cowboy movies, when he'd get into a fight, like, you just picture like the the fight. It goes to the ground. They like, for whatever reason, just roll and roll and roll and roll, and this is how you would kind of make that happen. You have Caleb steps both feet rather, outside of John's right knee. In this case, he steps foot on top of foot, and then you'll see him point his knees in this direction. It is surprisingly effective in getting the hips outside of the knee or outside of the base and initiating a roll. If they adjust and you don't get the roll, they normally allow you to get your frames back in by basing out. If you're flattened down in top half guard, it's a good thing to do. But here, it's enough of a push, and Caleb can get the sweep. Really great work there. Notice even John like kind of advances too. He steps over the knee, so probably thinking, all right, I'm making progress right here. He's like, yes, I'm in the hips, I'm good. And Caleb goes, psych, takes him over. Gassy sweep. I don't know why you call it that. That, and then John immediately gets his knees in. Good. That was good. Oh, Gacy sweep. The John Wayne Gacy sweep. I got you. John, very nice movement. Caleb was doing well there. He starts to get around, like he shuts down John's re-guard attempt and very effectively passes, gets behind the legs. And I think we talked about this on the last stream too, but Caleb's really controlling John by the hips here. And that's what is making it so hard for him to re-guard. He can't shrimp his butt away and then get this knee back in between himself and Caleb, all because Caleb is really controlling the hips. But what transpires from here? Let's see. Oh, okay, we got kind of a Jordan sweep, if you were. So John catching Caleb with his head a little low is enough to get him off balance. John could get back to that top position. That was nice, man. John Wayne Gracie. I like that better. Andrew trying to get to the back, but Ronnie rolls up and is able to keep him a little off center here. But Andrew could transition to some other arm attacks, possibly a triangle. He's got that hook out now, so might not happen. Jordan. Controlling Emery's posture. So this is where it's really effective to try to get onto the biceps, Emery, to get your posture back when your arm is not being attacked, of course. And yeah, I see you getting caught in a Kimura's, you know, that to me is indicative of just like needing to learn some of the fundamental defensive postures and things that you can do to shut that down. Like those Kimuras from close guard are going to happen less and less. But like Ronnie said earlier, you put your hands on the mat, you're going to be in trouble. If you attack from within somebody's closed guard, you're going to get in trouble. So that's kind of what's happening now. And we could talk more in person about getting safe there, but see you're pushing off the mat with both hands. Jordan recognizes it, pummels the head to the side, or just reaches over the head. He doesn't even have to pummel it. At this point, Caleb and I are laughing too hard about my shaved body being a cactus on his skin. Yeah. He laughs when he gets turned on, so be careful with that. Yeah, this is the ultimate cactus right here. This noggin looks like brain coral. Same as what happened earlier. Yeah, and that's it, man. It just comes from working on your posture. You know, you can just I don't know what more to tell you than like get caught in it a few times, recognize when you're doing it, when you're making that mistake, and you'll just have to adjust from there. But, you know, give your hands somewhere else to go. Put them on the biceps. Try to get his collar ties off of you. You can put them on his chest and on his hip too. That's another common spot. You see that a lot in gi, as a defensive posture position. So you attacking north-south though. Looking for a little NS strangle. No, he swept you because he's good, not because you're dumb. Okay, yeah, you're dumb. That was dumb. Oh my God. I better not be a mess tomorrow. I don't want to miss Monday. What happened there? Anything else at the end with John and Caleb? Caleb turtles up. John settles into side control. This is a good side control escape. That underhook escape from side control is something that I don't think I see enough of at the school, to be honest. But getting that coming up over the side, really good way to also work to a single. So if you can get them really off balance with that kind of punching underhook, if you could either come up the back the way Caleb is, or you can take that leg and reach down to the thigh or the knee and try to step over. Caleb's knee could like come in between John's legs here as he locks up a single leg. That's another common way you'll see that put to use. Look at Luke. Oh, take my leg. Jordan's not falling for that. Maybe he is. Oh, look at that. Oh, Jordan. Hug his waist, man. Just pick him up. Throw him around. All right, Noah on a single leg. And Andrew with the turn. It's like Noah tries to switch to a double. Almost, I think Andrew kind of goes at the same time. He goes to, like, hops into it here before Noah's arm comes off. Ends up getting the momentum he needs. A little bit of a hook and settles right into mount with the guillotine threat. Okay, lets it go. How's your groin injury? You don't seem to be held back by it now. Are you past 69%? I got you. Well, you're strong. Put on a strong face for the rest of us, so I appreciate that. Andrew with a short choke here, I'm going to say. Don't really see, like, too much. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that was a rear naked. Just a quick one. Noah got the arm trapped and wisely tapped quickly to that. Good. Noah onto the arm triangle threat with the quickness. I didn't even see how that happened. Steps over, looking good. If you could keep that head down and not give Andrew the opportunity to get off balance or get him off balance. This looks tight. I don't know why he gave up on that. Maybe the shoulder was a little too high, but even then Andrew's, I don't know, Andrew's relieving some pressure, so maybe Noah can feel that he doesn't have the shoulder in the right place, or I don't know. That looked good though. Or maybe Noah was just happy to have it get as far as it did. Luke on a compression strangle here. Thinking about an Americana. Really just thinking about how much he loves Jordan. And trying to set up a Katagatame. 3 different threats he can work here. So that sucks in general. He keeps grabbing the wrist like he's going to go Americana. Damn, okay. He's got nothing. He's doing nothing to Jordan. Except now. Now he's back onto something. Gets the takedown. Uses that overhook or underhook. Bar over the back. Gets Jordan flattened out. And he's just working through points right now. Kind of tell by the slower pace he's taking as he gets to every position, settling in, making sure he keeps it for about 3 seconds. We got a lesson going on over here. Noah trying to work the Katagatame from north-south. Kind of looked promising. Great armpit push from Andrew. Yeah, Noah just gets the body weight over Andrew's hips, and that's an easy time to hit that move. Asking about passing from headquarters. Got it. Oh, speaking of north-south strangles, Luke's setting it in. Jordan loves the counter from here, and it's Jordan. When you hit this on me, it gives me pause. Luke's just got that dog in him. He's not gonna let you do it. Pick him up, slam him. Andrew with a great leg entrance. But no, with a great response. Not letting Andrew encircle the legs. Kind of keeps the legs split, but he's got to be more active here. He gets flat to his back. Yeah. Little too slow on the defense, that's all. That was a good round, though. Sophie, there we go. Hitting that sweep single. Something we talked about a couple weeks ago as a good takedown from wrestling to pull into jiu-jitsu. Reaches for the double. Luke rolling out right into Keisugatame. Right, Noah and Maximus front and center. Caleb waiting for the right time to put some more leverage against the knee to work. But Andrew, what'd you do there? I like blinked. Okay, just an easy knee cut pass before he could lock it up. Painfully obvious he was racking up points. He was, yeah, that's what he does to me. Non-stop. What scramble is going on here? Is Luke into inside Ashi after all that? Or rather cross Ashi. Into that position. I've heard it called like game over. I think that's a 10th planet term where he crosses up the legs and stays like he's got the cross Ashi, crosses up the legs though, stays between them. It's extremely hard to get out of that. Let's see this scramble again. Back step. Okay, and then Sophie like pops up. Interesting. Max maybe thinking about trying to turn Noah here, but doesn't really have the grip he needs for that. A little too loose. Slamming you into the wall? Or before that? Oh, okay. Damn, bro. What did he do? So, snap down, go behind, hooks in. Look in here. I feel like he wants to do something silly here. Like, can't go to armbar. He's got like this weird back crucifix kind of thing going on. Tain't working. If you just keep your hands locked. It's like, alright, fool, keep it. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Shoves you into the wall. Luke inverting with that Kimura. I think he had a Kimura grip. And then going to the back take. That he's too good at for his size. That's not a big man move. But it is when he does it. Dr. Gable completely underestimated the Koopas. Yeah, we can't bully Cooper like we used to. He has gotten remarkably good at stringing his attacks together. Like he just goes from one to the next, which it makes me super happy. So if you're looking for the armbar, but just had Luke's wrist, he was able to get the elbow out. Is Max on an armbar here? Yes, he was. But Noah's stacking into him. He gets his arm free. Okay. Max looks double ankle. Can Noah... Man, Noah had an opportunity there. You guys know how I feel about double ankle sweeps. You should know after that class. So boom. Max beats him on the hips, but Noah kind of stiff-arming him away. It's not going to be enough of a defense, though. I'd like to see Noah be a little bit more mobile at the hips, try to get his legs back in, not rely on that stiff arm too long, just because an extended arm not only is a vulnerable arm, but it's also like easily moved. You can just blade your body and deflect a stiff arm pretty easily. That's some days that feels like that's 90% of how I pass guards, is just people pushing me away, and I just turn my hips, turn my chest, and I could get to where I want to be. All right, John and James. Clash of the Titans over here. So John, I feel like I see you working stand-up every single round, and I'm very happy about that. Let me see what you say first. I was trying to just defend. He's pretty aggressive, so I want to just let him work, not get... Give me a slight black eye. Hell yeah. It just makes you look even sexier, man. And that's to your comment there. That's great, and that's how you could train with like damn near anybody if you want. You know, just be like, you know what, my goal this round is to not get tapped. And that's James there, deep apologizing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I see you working stand-up a lot, which makes me happy, especially when, you know, you told me when you first started that you didn't have any like wrestling background or wrestling experience. So I really like that you're starting every round on your feet and like at least trying to shoot, trying to engage your opponent, maybe even work that John Smith single, whatever. Think about what you like to do. Think about what some of your tendencies have been from stand-up, and we could talk about that more. I think you and I had a good like back and forth after a class on a Tuesday a couple months ago, about what you can do as far as takedowns on people that don't involve too much of your back and like, you know, hurting your lower back. So it's time. I'd say it's time to start drilling into something, right? Like really making something a focus for a while and increasing your success rate with it. I'd say that'd be a good place for you to work when you're standing. And everything you're doing on the ground right now, as far as like focusing on defense, that's all great too. So, but yeah, that could be a fun thing to work on. James is way too aggressive, which talked about being, yeah, I've been meaning to have that talk with James. He's far too aggressive, but he wears the stream rash guard, so I don't want to, you know, I just don't want to let that go. I give him a pass because he's so friggin' stylish. You know, James is not. James is aggressive with me, as he should be. I wouldn't want it any other way. But I think James is a great training partner. Unlike what Jordan just said. I would hate to see you angry. I don't think I've ever seen you not smiling, so I'm happy with that. Ronnie tossing Maximus there off the wall. The sit, the kick, the control over the head, stepping over. That would be cool. If we ever shoot a parody garbage promo for the Gram or something, that's what we should do. We'll just put a headband on James and have him like Kia through some balsa boards. Guillotine to child. Yeah. You got a stripe that day. That's how that works. Do it more, you'll get more stripes. Do it on kids who get stripes, you get even more stripes. Noah looking for this armbar from Luke. And I really like the leg position here. This is going to make it very difficult for Luke to hit a rolling escape out of this. Oh, he's gonna sneak his head out. So what happened there is Noah's hips get a little, like Noah's hips aren't in the best spot. So this line is kind of connecting Luke's shoulders, and you can see Noah's hips are biased on one side of that line. So as he turns to the left here, like the knee is just slipping off the head. You know, if he was a little bit scooted this way, I think this would have held on a little bit better. Also, really want to like dig the heels back into the neck. This is a great leg position. I would, yeah. Is that how I do it? I'm trying to think of which ankle would be on top. I think I normally put this ankle, what Noah has on top, I think I normally put that on bottom. I don't know why I'm having a hard time remembering. It's totally blame it on my allergies. Damn, man, that looked really good from Noah. I wish he broke Luke's arm here. The other thing he could have done, as Luke comes up here, yeah, again, this is gonna be hard. Like, he could try to sneak this leg over the head, but I think his hips are just not in a good enough place for that to really be effective. Max had an awesome arm drag takedown. I do want to see that. There, that wasn't very awesome. We're like 2 minutes left in that round. Must be earlier. It's a start, okay. Okay, yeah, same thing you just tried to hit a second ago. Yeah, I love that takedown. The arm drag to the inside trip, or he didn't even go inside trip. He blocked both legs because his limbs are so damn long. Almost looks like Ronnie steps on his foot there. Nice, very nice. So Luke gets out. There we go. Back here, was I close to getting a tap? I'll let Jordan respond. If I can throw in my 2 cents. Well, I only saw, okay. This looks a little bit better. So, because I put you there, I was in control. Yeah. So here's the deal. This is a good question, Emre, and a good spot to start thinking about finishing mechanics for the back. And there's a lot to talk about there, so we can speak more in person. But one big principle here is your strangle arm and your head need to be on opposite sides of your victim's head, right? So right now your head is kind of on the left side, biased to the left side. Left side is where your strangle arm is. So you've got a little ways to go before you start putting on real strangle pressure. You would want to pull Jordan's head over so that your chin could rest on his right shoulder. That would be kind of a good body cue to think about as you're setting these up. So here you may think like, oh shit, I'm close. Let me grip it and rip it. First off, don't grip it and rip it ever in anything, at least in the training room. Competition, I don't care. They're not my students. But here, yeah, Jordan's just kind of dealing with maybe a little discomfort, keeping your hand from going too far into the strangle, and also not really fighting the legs. You know, Jordan's kind of chilling here, probably letting you work, which is fine too. Luke on a triangle, very nice. Look how Luke gets that angle at the finish. If anybody's still watching that had any conversation with me in the last week about triangles, I forgot who I was talking to about it. Oh, I think Sophie actually. I was chatting about it with her, so she's got a good first row view here. This 90-degree angle that Luke has cut on Noah, where he's looking this way, that gets a lot of that shoulder, that right shoulder from Noah, gets it out of the picture, so the strangle can really constrict on the neck and not as much of the arm, even though the arm is still in there. Yeah, Jordan's not right about anything almost ever, but he is right about that. It all just comes with reps and experience. But yeah, Emre, pull me aside next time you see me, at the open mat or any of the other, coaches and upper belts, and ask some questions about the rear naked strangle finishing mechanics, and you could get a good breakdown of it. Noah's still hungry for that armbar. Slips through again to that 3/4 juji position. And I'll add to that too. You may have heard me say it before. I say the same shit over and over. I just try to space it out enough months apart so it seems fresh to new people. When you find a submission or a sweep or something offensive that you like as a white belt, that's like, it's really, really cool. That's like how to inject more fun into your training, because all you're ever going to hear from upper belts when you ask us what you should be working on as a white belt, typically it's going to be work your defense, focus on your breathing, positional escaping, submission escaping eventually. Generally speaking, those are like the good places to work on stuff. But it gets kind of boring when you're just getting smashed all the time. So if you find a submission you like, then, there's nothing wrong with committing some training, focus, and energy to that. So if the rear naked strangle is something you think you'd be into, ask questions, practice it, drill it, whatever. Put that to use or put that to work during the open mat, and training will not be as boring and painful as it can be some days. Luke getting out of that, not much of a threat there. I think he was fairly safe. Now going to the head and arm katagatame from north-south. Very nice. Super hard grip to break. Which grip? Oh, let's see. You've got gorilla grips. Yeah. You look like you didn't make any progress on that. Once you got to that position, James, it looks like the arms were not getting extended at all. Oh, okay. You did. Yeah, you did get the extension there. Nice. Very nice. Tell him what you said. What'd you say, James? What is a Jordan sweep? It's some bullshit. That's what it is. The only reason I still enjoy it is because every time I nail a Jordan sweep, I tell myself I'm victorious. Always the wiener. Yeah, if that's the response, keep it out of the chat. The Jordan sweep. I mean, we referenced it here. I could show you a class. It's just it's a rolling, or I don't even know what you call it, but like, picture yourself in side control. What are we at? 4 minutes right there. Do we have any good examples of it? There, you're with Max. I know you hit it earlier. If I don't find it in like the next 10 seconds, I'll just show you in person or fumble my way through an explanation. Who are you with now? Anyone? Oh, you're with Sophie. Whatever. It's where you frame, if you're caught in side control, you're in top side control, Jordan would keep your head really low, frame your hips, and then push your hips up and over and roll, turn over as he does it and take top position. He just does it so much that I just started calling it the Jordan sweep because I didn't know what else to call it. All right, this works. Max on a good shot on Cooper, but Cooper with a great sprawl. And Max digs it out. That was nice, man. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky enough to get a move named after you. It hasn't happened much. There used to be something called the Cole Mora, and then we all forgot how to do it. I don't think Cole even remembers how to do it. And I think I had a sweep that I like to do. Oh yeah, it's my no arm or no hands waiter sweep. It's the Jameson sweep. James and Andrew here. Andrew comes up. James falls in on this great leg entrance to the knee bar, possibly. That was slick, James. That collar tie to the knee. Keeping in that hook and then just driving the leg over. Yeah, dude, that was nice. I think Andrew immediately knew he was caught. Don't know what that is. It worked. Honestly, man, I feel like that's exactly what I do like through most of my rounds. It just so happens that once I grab it, I have a good enough idea of what to do with it. Sometimes. And if I don't, then I'm just getting smashed by Danny, most likely. What was that? Did something happen there, James? Or are you guys like moving? Coop now trying to get around with that stack pass. But Max throwing up the triangle threat. Coop's got both arms in. So it's not quite there. But can Coop handle the close guard from Max? Ah. Just a little bit. Quick pass. James looking to go to mounts. Oh, Cooper now caught in a triangle. But looking to sit and escape. Hold on, this is interesting. So there Max locks it up. Locks up the position. Tries to get to the angle, looks like, but Coop's sitting and trying to do that cross legs over the chest escape, where he extends the body. Gets out of it. Very good. Max trying to come up for a second round here. Working his way. He's got to dive that foot, the left foot, further in. Get that knee in. But I guess Coop is shutting it down somehow. Back on the double under attempt. Meanwhile, Andrew looking to get that leg. James, you're in a bad little spot. Yes, he did. Good north-south escape. Right into the legs. That was nice from Andrew. Yeah, judging by your reaction, James, I'd say you knew something was not good about that position. I love this. Like, you go to turn, and if Andrew had that right or the left leg over top, you'd be in a lot of trouble here, but you're able to kind of sit on it, it looks like, and not get into a terrible cross Ashi position. That was a little scrambly. That's an apt metaphor. I'd agree with that, Jordan. All right, last round. Looks like you guys, James and Emre, are you working? Okay, yeah. Assume you're working. Yeah. Over back. If you ever do that to me, James, I'll kill you. It's like when Nick picks me up and just walks me in front of the camera. Jordan, is that what you were... It looked like you almost got what you were trying to look for. Yeah, you really are baiting that as best you can. Okay, I think I know what you're going to do. You'll pick him up and then you'll put Noah's right hip down to the mat. So you'll be across the body after the takedown. So you feel like you're going to be safe from the guillotine. Am I right? Say I'm right. Righty, righty. Damn right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the only thing I think you got to be careful with there is just a quick reaction. Kind of what Noah throws up a little bit. You see that right leg kind of coming over here. But yeah, I mean, I think if you really use your head as an arm and do it up in the armpit, like push in this direction, you could get away with that. But you're really going to have to move him. Like, it's going to have to be kind of an explosive move because you want to beat him jumping or, like, quickly adapting and lifting that leg. Yeah, super good posture for sure. But, yeah, I'm excited to see you make that work. Do it on Luke. So Noah controlling the posture. See, he opens his legs, trying to cut angles. Pretty much required if you feel like attacking from north or from a close guard. I like this 2-on-1 grip. He's trying to use an arm drag grip here. Not bad. It'll definitely make your opponent address it or get moving. Big step over the guard from Jordan. Settling in with a little bit of friendly shoulder pressure. This is where Noah could actually do a Jordan sweep. If he keeps Jordan's head really close to the mat and then elevates with that forearm pushing Jordan's hips up. But Jordan's got a real good, heavy, low center of gravity. So it's very difficult. Emre suddenly in the frame on a triangle. James looking to do the sitting escape as well. Just be careful with that arm, man. When that arm's caught in there, you want to be careful which leg you put over first and make sure you're not letting that arm get extended. Yeah, it's tough, and it's made more difficult. Moving your hips is made more difficult by how your opponent clamps down with the arm that's caught in the triangle. So just something to work on. You slip out of that triangle though. Nice. Good movement, man. Squaring back up, like you didn't look lost there as you got out. You knew right where you were. Immediately start pressing forward. Yeah, that was very nice. Nothing wrong with that. Those are I love when that happens, when I'm just like, shit, that looked good. I just did a cool move and I'm happy about it. Speaking of, James with a nice kipping escape he should be proud of here. Kip to the sweep. And Andrew on an interesting angle to that armbar. Noah has an opportunity to hit a shoulder push here, or an armpit push, rather. What happened at the end of that round? Okay, head and arm. Gotcha. Yeah, Emery, I'd say the theme for you is going to be keep having fun with your rounds. Just make sure you're focusing on you know, not losing your breath, or you're going to lose your breath. So it's not a big deal, but like, you know, focusing on your exertion level, focusing on your positional and submission defense, which you exhibited well in that round. And then, yeah, start to play around with a submission you like. And that should be good, dude. Killer stuff. Bummed I missed the rest of that training. That was very, very nice. Let's turn that off. Okay, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it as always. Hopefully all these allergies will be gone tomorrow and I can train. But if not, I will see you at some other day this coming week. May 10th. Gonna keep saying it. We're coming up on about a month away from the Naga tournament out in Hickory. So if you want to compete, you better be training, better be there, better be working hard, and drink some chamomile tea, and that'll help you train and help me get better. What else? Smoke some Camel Lights. Yeah, I gotta smoke out the toxins. We have close guard again. So right, I think this is second week of close guard. So be ready for that. After that will come open guard, which is so many things. So we'll see with what we kind of focus on there. But that is to come. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep. And you guys should go trim your nails, do your laundry, and don't be stinky. And we'll see you back on the mats. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you later.